Alright guys, Jason here with some full battle rattle for you. I've got Croix de Guerre finally showed up, and none too soon. Seems like it's taken forever. I might just be the last one to get theirs domestically. I'm sure some of you are still waiting that live overseas. Be patient, it'll show up, and when it does, it'll be beautiful. So what I did was I purchased the combo Croix de Guerre and Winter Offensive Bonus Pack 11 together. We'll take a look at this in a separate video. I'm going to focus on these guys in this video. So yeah, some French toast for you. We've got the original Croix de Guerre here. Came out, of course, Avalon Hill, 1992. This was the 10th module, which added the French in 39 through 40. As well as the Vichy French in later years. And in order to play this, you're going to need Beyond Valor, Yanks, and West of Valmy for this guy here. And what you get is some overlays. This is the first edition, mind you. Overlays. You got your armory, and this is my unpunched copy. Chapter H notes. Let's see. 2 map boards. Yeah, we're looking at 40 and 41 here. And hopefully the light is good enough that you can look at this. If you could actually see how I'm filming this right now, you'd probably fall out of your seat. I literally have planks of wood set up and the camera hanging off the board and lamps and all kinds of nonsense. Board 41. So 2 map boards. It says 3 counter sheets, and again, this is my unpunched copy. 1, 2, 3 counter sheets, and you'll notice some of this stuff here. Now, why would that not be blue? We'll get into that here, and some scenarios. Looking at, let's see, 8 scenarios for honor alone. Encounter at Cornemont. Fratricidal fighting, La Harrison, play ball, end of the 9th, bridge of the 7 planets, strangers in a strange land, and for honor alone, if I hadn't already mentioned that. That's what you get in the first edition. Hopefully if you buy this, you won't have warped mounted map boards, which is why I don't like mounted map boards. They warp. Some of you like them, I don't. Alright, so yeah, chapter H, chapter N, divider. Looks like the French, or at least some of them, come with this module. It also comes with a pair of useful boards and a variety of building overlays. And I think that covers it. Yeah. Also, I would note that the number values on the French leader counters are in a different font than those in other ASL modules. If I could show you an example, that would suffice. Apparently those leader counters, you can see those, are in a different font. Kind of nitpicky, but if you're neurotic, that might bother you. Now the French counter mixing here includes only the French of 1940 and the Vichy French. The Free French who fought in Africa, Italy, France, Germany, don't get their own color. They use the British colors and counters from 43 on, and the French were armed by the US. So what happens is you get a variety of U.S. weapons and vehicles having to be represented in British colors so that French troops can use them. And many Free French will still have to use U.S. colored weapons, hence the British and American colored non-blue counters in here. That brings us to the new edition, 2nd edition of Croix de Guerre. Much improved right off the bat. Box art, this is fantastic. I mean, I don't know that this could have been done any better. Just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Did I say it was beautiful? It is beautiful. There's the back of the guy. Now, significantly beefier than the first edition, as you can tell. Which is always a good thing. Let's open her up. I haven't opened this up yet. All right. Do we need to care about that? No, we don't need to care about that. Now, what do we have here? We have, let's see, the second edition brings the French Order of Battle back into print and adds Dinant, Rommel at the Meuse, which is a brand new historical ASL campaign on the crossing of the Meuse in May 1940. And in addition to the original 8 scenarios that were in the first edition, we've got 10 new Dinant scenarios. So Croix de Guerre also includes 22 more out-of-print French scenarios updated for balance and clarity, which I would expect nothing less, plus a bonus 1944 scenario on the Dinant map. Also included are map boards 42 and 43, and a revised national capabilities chart. Now here's my question. 42 and 43, right? Here's map 42. And set that aside. And then we've got, where's the other map? Oh, we'll get to that in a second. Other map? Where's other map? I have counters coming off this brew here. Wow, a lot of stuff. We'll get to all this, don't worry. Here's map 43. Right here, right? 42 and 43. It's a little curious that you would have 42 and map 42 and 43 in the second edition when you have map 40 and 41 in the first edition. So you do the math, but that is curious to me. So what else? Revised national capabilities chart is in here. Now with this, it not only provides the standard French blue counters for use in 39 and 40, but it also provides unique infantry counters for the Vichy French regime's overseas colonies, which would be these two-tone guys here, two-tone. And for the Free French, you've got standard French blue with a cross of Lorraine as such. So that means all the personnel, weapons, and uniquely French vehicle counters used by the French throughout the war, as well as the detailed Chapter H historical notes. Chapter H. Where are Chapter H? There's Dinant, and then there we go, Chapter H, which is also included in the first edition, so nothing shocking there. There's our Chapter H notes, which includes French vehicles. What else? Anything else anomalous? Lend-lease vehicles, ordnance notes, ordnance listing. And we've got design your own charts. So there's the Chapter H notes, which again are in first edition as well. A revised Chapter A rules insert, which reflects the new French infantry counters. So that would be, put this over here, that would be these guys here. Revised Chapter A with the new French toast. And then we've got the Dinant Rommel at the Meuse. I guess you could call that a hassle, huh? Not a hassle, but a hassle. I won't be able to open this up completely. We're going through the counters here first. Dinant, this is the Dinant German infantry and support weapons. And we've got a sheet of miscellaneous half-inch counters for Dinant, and then some boats and pontoons, and some Dinant 5/8" miscellaneous. So a lot of goodies for the Dinant hassle. The Free French infantry, as I've already demonstrated. Some French ordnance and some more Free French support weapons, as well as Free French Lend-Lease here. And then we have Vichy French and support weapons. We've got some more Frenchies. And let's see, French infantry and support weapons. Dinant vehicles and ordnance. So again, a lot of extra stuff for the Dinant hassle. Some French vehicles. French are more than adequately represented, respectfully represented. And then the last counter sheet with this little guy falling out here. Dinant German vehicles. So my God, right? Quite a bit of stuff. Then we get to, let's see. So this Dinant deal, right, is going to take players through the rapid movement of Rommel's 7th Panzer Division across the Meuse and through the impenetrable Bois d'Ardennes, and show the fighting at the southernmost portion of the river, crossing at the town of Dinant during, 11th through the 14th of May in 1940. Now, facing the Germans were the exhausted, it says, men of the 18th Infantry Division, who'd marched almost 50 miles in the preceding 3 days. Yeah, I'd be exhausted too. High Command had stripped from them all their 60mm mortars, almost half of their motorized transport, and many of their 25mm anti-tank guns, giving those two units more likely to face action. So this hassle features two historical, we're looking at 22" by 34" map sections with several new types of terrain. You've got road tunnels, railroad embankment underpasses, 15th century fortresses, weirs, and retaining walls. If I can get this. Well, here's one section of the Dinant hassle. I do know that this has been worked on for some time, so I expect it to be flawless. It has been an ongoing work in progress for quite a while. And I'm very happy with that. That is some intriguing, inviting terrain there. Gonna be some cool stuff. So when you put these together, you can imagine this is huge. Very big. So there's the other panel. Good stuff. And it comes with, in addition to the scenarios that you've got in here, and some out-of-print scenarios, you've got 10 specifically Dinant-oriented scenarios. But overall, you're looking at, 41 scenarios here. So you could spend, you could be playing French stuff till the cows come home. I don't even know if I can go through all of them here. Oh, this scenario, La Harrison. This has become a classic since its release. It's 8 turns, and Germans have 3 AFVs, French have none. But the gist of this is Hangest, France, 5th of June 1940. By the 5th of June, Rommel's Panzer Division 7 had established a small bridgehead across the Somme. But the construction of a pontoon bridge was prevented by interdicting fire from the nearby town of Hangest. Here, a company of black troops from the 5th Colonial Division, following the new general order to turn each town, village, and woods into a fortified hedgehog, prepared to hold out as long as possible in an attempt to blunt the lightning German thrusts, which had proven so devastating in the preceding weeks against Hangest. The Germans first committed a tank battalion, but this attack failed when most of the vehicles became immobilized trying to negotiate a steep hill As they approached the town, next self-propelled howitzers were brought forward to bombard the defenders, and an assault by motorcycle infantry was launched. The attackers slowly fought their way into Angus, but the colonial infantry resisted fiercely, even in the face of point-blank fire from the self-propelled guns. And as is standard per each ASL scenario, there is an aftermath of what happened historically, which is just brilliant. The fact that ASL does that, I've always liked that. So a ton of scenarios. You've got your Dinant campaign force organizer for the Germans and the French, with some, I don't know if you call these setup maps, but maps where you can work out your overall strategy. You've got off-board artillery player aid flow chart with some, I guess this is a revised national capabilities chart since the French have been fiddled with. And this would be your French here. That is my guess. Could be wrong. Then your chapter notes for Dinant Hassle, and rather sizable 24 pages of notes for this hassle. So that, you know, if you're a starter, this probably isn't going to be your cup of tea. But if you're a seasoned, grizzled ASL vet, you're going to want to chew on this for sure. So, anything I'm forgetting out, leaving out? With that Dinant scenario, you're going to see the Germans building pontoon bridges and assembling ferries, which is not your standard fare, but interesting nonetheless. So they can transport men, tanks, and equipment across the river while the French are taking pot shots at them. So that should prove interesting. So there's your Croix de Guerre new edition, side by side with the first edition. Once again, do you need this? Yeah, you need this. This is a core module. This is not optional. You're going to want to have this. All right, y'all. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you later.